Hey guys, it's Melanie. Happy Saturday. Welcome back to Ye Olde Weekly Home Fragrance Roundup, the video that Alf and I like to share every single week where we talk about all of the home fragrance that we used over the course of the past week. So what we were burning, what we were melting, what we were crocking, what we were lamping, all of that fun jazz. Alf is in my lap, so he has settled in for the video, and you will probably hear some pug snoring. As always, please enjoy the free pug ASMR. And before we get into the video, I do look different. I did, in fact, I got a haircut this week, and obviously I have bangs now. Also, I took my hair up like 3 inches, so it's right at this length, which is I think a much better length for me personally. My hair is pretty fine and thin, and it was getting quite tangly there at the length that it was at. But yes, I did change my look just a little bit. If you don't like the bangs on me, or you just don't like whatever about the way that I look, please know that you don't have to tell me that because 1, I don't care, and 2, it's just not a nice thing to do. I hate to like put disclaimers like this out there, but honestly, you guys, I obviously have a lot of videos up on my channel. So ample opportunity for lots of different people to come across my channel and to leave me feedback on a multitude of things. I feel like the favorite thing to do is to talk about things that people don't like about the way that I look. People don't like my eyebrows. They don't like the way that I dress. They don't like my lips. They don't like the way that my face looks. They don't like the way that I talk, etc., etc. As someone who just would never dream to leave comments like that or talk like that to other people, it always blows my mind. But also, nothing really blows my mind anymore because it's the internet and this place can be kind of obnoxious, right? So again, if you don't like it, I'm totally okay with that. I like it. I wanted something new, I wanted something different, and this certainly is different. I'm wearing my hair up today because this was kind of my first real day, like blow drying it and trying to style it myself, and it is a little bit of a challenge when you have a new do, and it was just easier to put it up, so that's why it's up today. But yes, I did get a haircut, so. Anyway, you guys, let us get into the video. As always, check the description box right below this video for a plethora of information. There's going to be links to everything that I'm showing you here, links to Candle Crock 101, Candle Lamp 101. Actually, I think maybe after this video, I may have time to go and film that revised Candle Crock and Candle Lamp video into one video. And if that's the case, I'm going to be really freaking proud of myself for doing that, first of all. But I think that that's going to be easier because there's a lot of people who sometimes are like, hey, which is better? Like, I think it'll be easier to address that when I have both of them in one video versus in separate videos. There's pros and cons to both, right? So anyway, also I have some new lamps to be able to share with you guys, so I want to pop those in that video. But anyway, so also information on candle sales this weekend, discount codes, all of that fun jazz. It's always a plethora of information down there, so you might be able to find your answer a little bit faster in the description box than me getting back to you in the comments. Sometimes it takes me a couple days to catch up on comments. So yeah, anyway, I am excited to share this week's video with you guys. I am surrounded by stuff. We're gonna kick it off with what I am currently melting in my candle crocks. Okay, so I have a fun story for you guys. The other day I was burning, I don't know why I said it that way. I was burning Bath & Body Works Blueberry Pumpkin Patch, which I've already reviewed, and you guys know that I loved it. Like, I love the fragrance. So glad to finally get to experience it with all of you. Definitely a highly anticipated candle. Well, after the halfway point, something went wrong. So I was burning the candle earlier this week, and I was walking around going, what stinks? What is that smell? It smells awful. The only thing that I had going was Blueberry Pumpkin Patch, and I was like, what is happening here? I walked over to it, and it was coming from the candle. You guys, I don't know where this weird sour milk note came from, but something in that candle changed, and it smells atrocious when it's burning. So a lot of times that, I think, is just well, I don't know. I'm not a candle scientist, so maybe those of you that are can explain it. But like sometimes fragrances just change, like whether it hits like a certain like fragrance pocket in the candle or something. But like there was this really bizarre sour milk note that came out when the wax was touching the flame, right? When I was burning it. So I thought, okay, I've kind of had this happen with a couple of other candles in the past, and I've put them in the candle crock and they transformed back to their original scent. Like that sour milk type note totally went away. Totally went away. I put it in the candle crock and it started warming up and I was like, okay, this is blueberry pumpkin patch. I don't know what happened, but I'm actually kind of glad now that I didn't pick up a bunch of other ones, because while I really like the scent, like I don't want to necessarily just purchase them to put into candle crocks. Like I don't mind doing that. I don't think it's wasteful to use candle crocks. But also if I can burn a candle, I would probably rather do that. But also at the same time, I'm trying to whittle down my collection, so it is good for me to like utilize that crock. But anyway, I'm so curious if anybody else has had that experience with your blueberry pumpkin patch. It was literally the only candle that I had lit, and at the time I was kind of in the process of changing out my wax melts because the whatever I had in there was kind of like waning. So yeah, it was definitely the blueberry pumpkin patch, and it threw me for a loop because it was fine up until that point. And it was literally probably like, so I was halfway through the candle and then I burned it one more time, so just below the halfway point, and then that happened. So big fat bummer, but what are you gonna do? It's doing fine in the candle crock, so I'll probably get like a week out of it in there, which is fine. I'm not taking it back. I probably should take it back to Bath & Body Works and be like, what the hell, man? But also at the same time, I'm not going to the mall anytime soon, and I'm not making a special trip down to, you know, the mall just to be like, this candle went sour on me. Like I don't know. If I have a reason to go to the mall, fine, but if I don't have a reason, I'm not making a special trip for it. So that is why I love my candle lamps and crocks so much. Like it takes care of the problem candles for me. So anyway, I don't have anything in the candle crock in our master bedroom, but I do have it's on its last legs. I definitely need to turn it off, but I have the Kringle Pumpkin French Toast, but country candle, and back when it was paraffin. So this was like a leftover candle that I had in my Kringle candle collection. I don't love burning paraffin, which is hilarious to say because I just ordered a bunch of candles from Cheerful Giver, which is paraffin. But also, I'm pretty sure I can melt them if I need to, so that's fine. But I just kind of wanted to experience their fragrances. I've heard you guys say a lot of good things about Cheerful Giver, but anyway, that should be here next week. So excited to share my thoughts on those fragrances. And yeah, so that Kringle Pumpkin French Toast is finishing up there, and then underneath my candle lamp in my office is Tea Time from Kringle, which is such a great scent, you guys. That actually came out for the spring summer this year from Kringle, and the just regular soy line, like the ones with these jars. And I remember when it came out thinking like, oh, this is such a better like fall fragrance to my nose than it is spring summer. But a lot of people were mentioning like, oh, you know, typically it's pretty cloudy and gray and rainy in London during the spring, so maybe that makes sense. And I can totally see that making sense. But a lot of those like spicier, almost chai type notes in Tea Time, I think just lend themselves a little bit better to like a fall type fragrance. So anyway, loving that. That is what's in my office. And then I also have a candle lamp currently that I have turned on underneath my kitchen cabinets in the kitchen, and I have a Homeworx pumpkin, why can I never remember the name of it? I love the scent, berry pumpkin waffles, this one. I bought a bunch of these when this was re-released, and so yeah, I'm just starting to sacrifice a lot of my full-sized Homeworx candles, even ones like in the hobnail jars, to be able to melt underneath my lamps just to get through the fall collection a little bit faster. I have a ton. Man, you guys, I have so many fall candles from Homeworx, and it really like, it was eye-opening earlier this week because I went to kind of take a little inventory and I was like, ooh, I have so many candles that I need to get through. So tis the season to crock and lamp for me. So join me on the journey if you're also interested in whittling down your collection. Get yourself a crock and a lamp, and I think we can get through these suckers a whole lot faster. So anyway, is that it in terms of crocks and lamps? Yes. So what do I currently have lit? On this little end table behind me here is my beloved Bath & Body Works Warm Vanilla Sugar. It's an online exclusive in the candle format, but I have loved that in the body care line for years. I just think that is one of their most amazing fragrances. It's so warm and cozy. I think it's the perfect fall scent. Someone mentioned in the comments not long ago that they really prefer Warm Vanilla Sugar as more of like a warm summertime scent, which I thought was interesting because I've always equated Warm Vanilla Sugar with being a more like fall type fragrance. But yeah, I love it, and it performs quite well. It does have the really thick wicks, so usually after the halfway point, I will resort to putting it in a crock, but I still buy them even though they usually end up in a crock. It's a really great fragrance, and I love that one. And then in the family room, so I have Homeworx cranberry sauce, and oh man, am I loving that so far. I don't think it's quite as good as Yankee Candle cranberry chutney. If you are new here, that was my very first like candle purchase when I got my first job after high school and started earning some money. I went to Yankee Candle and bought cranberry chutney like in the large jar, and actually first I bought it, they used to have pillar candles. I bought it in the pillar candle, and then when I finished that I was like, okay, I need a jar, so I went back and bought a jar. But I just love that scent. I think that the Homeworx version is pretty good. At least what I'm smelling so far. It's just kind of getting started now, but I love cranberry scents. Like, that is one of my favorite fragrance notes in the fall as well as throughout the holidays. So I was really excited to receive that one in PR. There's a whole like feast, gather, Thanksgiving type collection coming out from Homeworx that has like sweet potato pie and other scents like that. But here's a little tip for you guys. Those are showing up already at Marshall's, HomeGoods, TJ Maxx, I think even at Ross potentially. So start hunting. They're not in our area, believe me, I've looked, but yeah, those are already showing up at those outlet stores for $16.99, which is obviously less than what you're gonna pay either at QVC or .shop. So if you can find them in the wild, I would suggest picking them up there for sure. So I'm usually on the hunt, although I'm just on the hunt for new things, not backups of anything else, because Lord knows I don't need a backup. That just isn't a thing that I need. So anyway, is that everything that's currently lit? Yes, that's everything that's currently lit. So let's get going with what else I was burning this week. I'm just gonna start grabbing. I've got my big Mama Jama here, my beloved Harvest Leaves. This is the luxe size. I did receive this as gratis from Homeworx, but then this past Labor Day weekend, I also ordered because we were finally able to use our rewards. So I used a 20 off of 40, and then also got the 50-ounce luxe of the Autumn Pumpkin, which if you are new here, that is also one of my holy grail fragrances for the fall. And that came out the same year that Harvest Leaves did. I fell in love with both scents like when they first came out, and have loved them for a really long time. I still have original 4-wick sizes, not original, but like slightly older 4 wicks of the Autumn Pumpkin, and I just freaking love it. Anyway, I do love Harvest Leaves in this format, and I wanted the matching Autumn Pumpkin as well, so I ordered that. I was also burning Harvest Leaves just in the regular format here in the living room. It was actually sitting on the table in here this week. This is just such a classic fall scent, you guys. So this one is spiced cranberry mandarin, sorry, spiced cranberry, spiced pumpkin, mandarin, cranberry, fir balsam, and applewood. Yeah, I need to slow my roll here. I'm blending things together that don't need to be blended together. Let's keep going. Oh, I've got some candle empties for you. Okay, so here we have one finished. This one had a funky moment where this wick, I think it got blown out by like a breeze or something, and then the rest of the candle burned down and extinguished itself. So I just had this little mound here off to the side, so I just lit it back up and that burned down, but it did leave a little bit of wax. Could I pry that out and then put it into a warmer? Probably, but am I going to? No. You guys, I have so much wax, I'm not gonna bother with stuff like this. I know that that can be viewed as wasteful, but I feel like I got my money's worth out of it. Also, I finished another one of these. I guess I really like the berry pumpkin waffles. And I do. I think this is one of the best transitional scents because it's got pumpkin in it, but it's not like super pumpkin forward. There really is more of an emphasis on the like waffle note and the berry note as well. But it also does have kind of that touch of cinnamon in there that just lends that fall vibe. So if you're not ready for like pumpkin carving per se, or maybe like some of the Halloween scents, like this is a great scent to transition into maybe October with. So I do still intend on doing a fall transitional scent video. I don't know that that will be up this next week, but it might be the week after, which is still the middle of September, right? So actually fall starts the week after next, doesn't it? That's crazy. How are we here? Okay, let's keep going with candles that I finished this week. Okay, so this one here looks quite funky, right? This is a Country Apple Butter from 2020 from Homeworx. Obviously, this is one of the hobnails. Country Apple Butter is a delicious scent, and this went straight underneath the lamp. I never even lit it. These burn just fine. I don't have any problems lighting these, but again, in my mission, my desire to finish up more of my candles this year, especially in my fall collection, I am deciding to melt a lot of these candles instead of burning them. So they are melting alongside the candles that I'm also burning. It's just a lot of home fragrance going. I get questions about how many candles I have lit at any given time, and honestly, it's usually only like 2 max. Sometimes I'll do 3. Sometimes, but I try to keep it to 2 at a time, and I let those go for about 2 or 3 hours depending on the brand. Now these Kringle soy candles, I leave these lit for hours because I can, but a lot of my other candles, like from Homeworx or from Bath & Body Works or a lot of other companies, I can't leave them lit that long. They start to get kind of dirty or sooty or messy, or it just the wicks flop over because they form huge mushroom tops. So but yeah, so usually then after I blow those candles out, I will light another grouping of 2 candles for, you know, a few hours at a time, and I just do that basically all day long. I work from home, so it's easy for me to do that. It does allow me to get through a lot, but yeah, anyway, that's the moral of that story. I do have a couple more empties here, so I'm just gonna grab those real quick and stop grabbing the candles that are not empty. Midnight Moon from Homeworx. This was a Halloween scent. I reviewed this, I think, last weekend. I really like this one. This kind of gives me like Leaves from Bath & Body Works type vibes. I am not a huge Halloween person. While I really like the scent, I don't think that I would repurchase it. 1, I'm not repurchasing things that I've already reviewed. And 2, it is a very like Halloween specific candle in terms of like the label. And I don't decorate for Halloween. So for me, it just, I don't know, it wouldn't make sense. But is that all the empties? That's all the empties. All right, so let's start grabbing some other things. Here's Pumpkin Clove. This one's so weak this year. I can barely smell this one, and I'm at the halfway point. I'm almost tempted at this point to just stick it into a crock or under a lamp. Maybe I'll get a little bit more out of it there, but I'm shocked this one is so light. Usually Pumpkin Clove tends to be a powerhouse, so I'm not sure what went wrong here, but womp womp. I mean, I guess I could take it back, but again, am I going to? No, I'm not going to the mall anytime soon, so I'm just going to figure out a different way to get some scent out of this. I think I only lit it once this week. My Bath & Body Works Apple Crumble. This is like a super like old school one, right? When was this one poured, or when is this from? This was when the candles were $20 back in 2015, I guess. Were they $20 back in 2015? That doesn't even sound right. Am I reading this correctly? I don't know. Anyway, moral of the story is I really love this. I think this is either my last or second to last. However, if you want something very similar, I think Harry actually created this scent when he was at Bath & Body Works. Homeworx Spiced Apple Crumb. Very, very similar. If you see that out in the wild, or I think it's available at QVC in a set of 2. If you want to experience this scent, but from, I guess, a different brand. Same man who created this one, but try Spiced Apple Crumb from Homeworx. Very, very similar scent. Okay, finally started to burn the sugared apple churro from Homeworx. This bad boy here. Let me just tell you this. If you're thinking about getting this, if you are really looking forward to that like churro note or that like fried dough type note, it's not here. It's not in this candle. It is an absolutely delicious apple scent, but it is not like an apple donut. It's not like an apple fritter. It's not an apple churro. It just is apple. It does have some caramel in it. It does have like the cinnamon sugar coating that comes on a churro, but it's not an apple churro. So I will say that. I will still do an in-depth review of this. I'm just about at the halfway point. I think one more burn and I'll, you know, give my thoughts and I'll round out with strength and throw, stuff like that. Also, I can review this one now. This is the iced sugar cookie from Homeworx. By the way, I've been getting questions about Scentworx, if there is more coming from Scentworx, because nothing has really popped up at Kohl's yet for the fall. I don't know. I don't know if Slatkin & Co. is doing away with Scentworx or if the shipments are late. I don't know. I do have a message into them over on Instagram, just Instagram DMs. They haven't gotten back to me yet. I'll poke them again today, but yeah, I don't know what the deal is with Scentworx right now. I hope they come back. I feel like a lot of people really liked Scentworx. For me, the 3 wicks just didn't do it for me, and also just the style of the jar just isn't really to my liking. There's nothing wrong with it, it's fine, but I don't know. I just never got into the Scentworx, but I know a lot of you guys did. So anyway, I'll let you know when I find something out. But anyway, this iced sugar cookie is part of the Christmas collection that was released this year in July. I purchased one and Homeworx sent me one as gratis. I don't know which one this is, whether it's the one I bought or whether it's the one they sent me. They're the same scent. So, but at any rate, I need to review this one. Yeah, I would say watch my review before you buy it. She's kind of light. Let's keep going. I was burning 2 Kringles this week, and what was really floating my boat were these 2. By the way, I did share my thoughts on the Kringle Holiday 2023 collection. I just did a first sniffs video that went up on Thursday when they were released. I'm not going to get around to burning those until probably more into like October. I don't know. I'm not into the holiday vibe quite yet. Like, I just literally decorated my house for fall. So I kind of just want to live like in the fall season for a little bit before I get around to holiday stuff. So hopefully you guys understand, but I will put up post-burn reviews for sure. Anyway, leaf peeper and pumpkin waffles were my rock stars this week, and I really enjoy both of these. These are also dupes of Bath & Body Works fragrances. Pumpkin waffles is a great dupe of pumpkin pecan waffles, and leaf peeper is a great dupe of leaves from Bath & Body Works. I think these are actually better done because, one, they burn much better. The burn quality is incredible for these soy formula candles from Kringle. But also, this leaf peeper is way less headache inducing than leaves is for me. So, but I love the scent. Like, I've always loved leaves, but it definitely makes me like, it gets you a little migraine-y after a while. This is not quite as intense, so it's just a better version for me personally. Boy, he's really sawing a log down here. Hopefully you guys are enjoying the snores. And this one here is just so delicious. I'm gonna have to order a new one soon because we are more than halfway done and I cannot get enough of this. I freaking love it. It's so good. It is missing that kind of nutty note that pumpkin pecan waffles has. But other than that, they're almost exactly the same. And then this, I've decided to, this is Spiced Blackberry Cider. I was burning this in the downstairs powder room, but I don't know what's happening with these wicks, but they're the thick disappearing wicks. So I'm getting some puny wick syndrome here. So I'm going to put this into the candle crock in our master bedroom actually. But before I do, I just wanted to share something that I noticed when I was putting a new candle into the powder room. So I opted for this creamy pumpkin from Homeworx. This is one of their 3 wicks. I think this was a freebie with one of my orders because I don't purchase these. Anyway, I was like, I don't love these lids. So this is the lid that came with this candle. And I had this Bath & Body Works lid from I don't know what candle laying around, and I was like, I wonder if this fits. Guess what? It does. So obviously the jars are the exact same diameter. So if you buy a lot of these 3-wicks and you don't like these lids, and you have some old Bath & Body Works lids that are maybe a little bit more decorative, they fit on here. So I just think that looks so much prettier with that lid than the original lid. And likewise, if you, for whatever reason, really like these lids, they do fit on Bath & Body Works candles. So I don't know, if you're looking to up your lid game, you can try that. Got this one here. This one's kind of pretty too. This one has like a little like pumpkin motif. I think, was this from, oh yeah, this was from the stinky one, the blueberry pumpkin patch. Ooh, that'll be pretty on here too. Oh, I think I actually like that better. Oh yeah, because this has a pumpkin on it. All right, we're doing that one. Perfect. Look at that. Anyway, there you go. All right, what was I melting this week? Let's discuss. First of all, we have some Kringle, we have some Scentsy. So I did do another pairing of last year's candy apples with kettle corn. These were in the Country Candle line, and these two, I put a cube of each into my 25-watt Scentsy warmers. Incredible. It'll make your house smell like the fair if you've never tried this combination. This is also one of those really great fragrances that is more of like a transitional scent. If you're not quite ready for the pumpkin or the super heavy spicy stuff, something like this smells like fall to me, but like early fall, right? Like you're going to the Puyallup Fair. If you're from Washington, you know what that is. But yeah, there's a lot of fairs in the fall, and these two smells just remind me of going to fall fairs. Also, I did a couple days of apple cider cake, which is one of my favorite apple scents personally from Kringle. If you've never tried this one, highly, highly recommend. I just like doing that one by itself. And then today, what I have going is this combination, and it's delicious. So this is throughout the downstairs of the house. 1 cube of pumpkin roll, which by the way, I ordered in the brick. I will have a Scentsy haul, like my first Scentsy fall haul coming up here soon. It's gonna be kind of a doozy. I went a little bit more nuts than I probably should have, but man, there's some really pretty stuff this year, so stay tuned. Anyway, I wasn't really feeling cran apple crumble by itself, so I paired it with the pumpkin roll. Oh, what a great friggin' combo. Is this one out again this year? I think it might be. Anyway, if you happen to have both of these, you should put them together. I don't know why I'm doing that. I actually have it in that warmer over there, that Enchanted Pumpkin warmer, which is out again this year. So, yeah, I did end up getting the little fairy tale plug-in one for the bathroom as well. So, I will say Scentsy is a little bit behind in getting out their packages right now, I feel like. I'm sure they got inundated with the launch of like the Harvest collection and the fall catalog and all that stuff. So I'm sure they're having a blast trying to get all those orders out. I have plenty of wax. I'm good. I can wait. I'm not going to complain about it. But yeah, I am still waiting for that order, even though I placed it on the 1st. And I live in Oregon, which is right next to Idaho, where I get my shipments from. So usually they get here within like a day or two of me ordering, but not this go around, so I think they were a little busy. Anyway, you guys, that is what I have for you today. Let me know if you have any questions. Give this video a thumbs up if you found it helpful. Check that description box for all of the links that I mentioned. And Alf and I appreciate you being here. Subscribe if you're new, and we'll see you in the next one. Take care. Toodaloo.